Hi, welcome to the Kevin Wildes Podcast Network. We're debuting a brand new pod today. We canceled our Youth Culture Pod 6-7. It wasn't getting the traction that I really wanted it to when Gianna and I crunched the numbers on Spotify. Like, no one was like, I don't even think it's top 100. Update on the I read a book podcast, and I need to talk about it to somebody. I finished the Michael J. Fox book, which is excellent, and I started The Covenant of Water, which is 700 pages, but I'm doing okay. And so far, excellent. The new podcast that we are starting is called Working Title. We have to figure this out, Gianna. I should have told you this before I started a whole new podcast without you. I think I'm calling it He's Got That Dog in Him, a podcast about my dogs, but one of my dogs is a girl. So it doesn't, she's got that dog, like that dog in them, maybe. The other podcast is called Got That Dog in Them. It's a podcast about my two dogs and the hijinks that they get up to, mostly the puppy. Quick preview of the podcast. Here's something that's going on with the puppy. It's just appearing places. What do you mean? Like in different rooms? No, at different elevations around the house. Go downstairs, flower vase, tipped over, water everywhere. I said, Billy, why did you spill the water? He said, I didn't spill it. I cleaned it up. I deserve credit for this. I'm like, you didn't clean it up because obviously there's water all over the place. What did you do? He said, Annie spilled it. I said, that's not, Annie cannot get up here. It's a 5 feet high and the dog is this like this. She got up there. I walked down and she was just sitting there. I said, I don't believe you. Next day, Annie's chomping on a holiday card. How did she get that? That was over somewhere else. She's like Elf on a Shelf, but a canine version. She's a weird dog. Very, very cute. You know what she had? Ultimate pretty privilege, this dog. But she's so gosh darn cute. Like, oh, what'd you do? Eat another sneaker? Ate the mail? Ate the bills? She's adorable, though. You should put a picture of her. Like, man, that dog is pretty. But right now, it's time for the sports podcast called Kevin's Sports Podcast. Okay, listen. Let me let you behind the curtain. This is a technique called 8-miling. We talk about it on the show. Yes, I think the Patriots, currently constructed, have elements of a dynasty. This is called 8-miling now. I know they haven't won the Super Bowl. I know they haven't won the AFC East. I know they haven't won the AFC. I know they haven't even won 13 games. All I'm saying is there are elements there that I'm recognizing that feel like a dynasty. Okay? The analogy that I'll try to use is if there was an old shuttered restaurant and all of a sudden you saw some roly-poly gentleman wearing a white apron and a huge chef's hat with a nice mustache. And he's bringing in mozzarella cheese. He was bringing in a big oven. He was carrying a bunch of cardboard square boxes. He was bringing in a bunch of pepperoni. And you looked in there one night, like the night before Christmas, there's snow covered, but it's yeast flying around. And he's up there doing that. I think it's an okay assumption. Looks like that guy's going to make a pizza. Looks like this pizza shop's going to be around for a while. And maybe you have your friend say, that place hasn't made one pizza. That's just a bunch of ingredients. I know. But it sure seems like there's a pizza going to be coming out of that place pretty soon. Here are the elements of a dynasty. This is what the Patriots have. I'll go through a few and then we'll do a little test. And I'd see, just be honest with yourself. If I convince you just a little bit. Do we have the coach QB combo? Mike Vrabel and Drake May? The answer is yes. And it's actually more rare than you realize. Look at the other great quarterbacks. Are we sure Lamar has the coach? They haven't won yet. Are we sure Josh Allen has the coach? They haven't won yet. I think Justin Herbert is coach quarterback combo, although I've seen Herbert fall apart in the playoffs. I know I haven't seen Drake May in the playoffs yet. Sean Payton's got a Super Bowl ring. Is Bo Nix the guy? They've won double-digit games, so I'm going to say yes. Obviously, Andy Reid and Patrick. Maybe D'Amico and CJ. CJ's been to the playoffs every year. So maybe that's the small group we're picking from. Fine. Do we have the culture? Yes. Everybody likes each other. Everyone's rooting for each other. Everyone who said, oh, Stephon Diggs is going to be a problem is incorrect. Mac Hollins is an excellent culture setter. He showed up at the last game wearing a mechanic's costume, carrying a spare tire, shoeless. I was like, yep, that works because he's a great teammate. He does a great job blocking. Currently, we have, I think it was going into week 12, the second most rookies playing. It works right up there with like the Browns and the Jets, teams that aren't good, but our rookies have already played great, although Will Campbell and Jerry Wilson are hurt right now. Dynasty DNA. So maybe some random teams like the Chargers. The Chargers are just going to be the Chargers. I'm sorry. That's not nice to Chargers fans, but I think you got to say the organization of the Patriots has a tradition of winning that the Chargers don't have. Finally, we just have some money. We have this most cap space this year, which seems kind of strange. I would rather we spent some of it. We've got the 10th most next year. This is a common complaint I was reading, Gianna. Wilds, you are actually just being a prisoner of the moment. Lock me up and throw away the key. Put me in a little striped jumpsuit, little cute hat, big cannonball around my leg. I'm into it. Yes, I'm a prisoner of the moment. That's all I got. NFL is a now league. So, yes, I'm prisoner of the moment. We've won 10 games in a row. Oh, but Wilds, the schedule is too easy. Oh, yeah? It is easy. You're right. The easiest schedule among teams to start 11 or 2 or better in the last 10 years. Okay? So you got to go 11 or 2 or better, or you can go 13 and 0. Teams that had the easiest schedule. The Patriots at 342 winning percentage of their opponents. TBD of what we're going to do. Patriots 2016 won the Super Bowl. The Eagles of 2024 won the Super Bowl. The 24 Vikings, they lost. That's I think that was, that was the Sam Darnold, they lost. 2020 Chiefs lost the Super Bowl. A wild card loss for the Steelers. The Eagles in 2017 won the Super Bowl. So what this tells me is it's really a shot at iron sharpens iron, trademark, that the Texans have a very hard schedule, and maybe that works, that they were getting better and better and better, and now it's finally all coming to fruition. They're on a winning streak right now. But there is also something to just beating up on tomato cans like you're Mike Tyson in the VHS, and you're just fighting some guy named like Al. And they're all, go look at Mike Tyson's old opponents in VHS, just like custom models. Like, do you have a hairy chest? Yes. Do you have a mustache? Excellent. Are you lumbering? Great. Mike Tyson, who's 16, is going to knock you out in the first round. Well, Mike Tyson got confidence and confidence and confidence and confidence. This dovetails with a theory that I have called the Mount Verde Academy theory. So I went to see UConn play at the Garden. Was it the Big East tournament? No one cares, Wilds. I went to see UConn play at the Garden, and it was a time for Liam McNeely to take over. He was UConn's best player. He got drafted. It was a time for him to take over, and he was just kind of deferring. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was an FS1 game, so I had good seats. And I'm like, I think I should not just be like, go. I think I should give real advice right now. Like, but or like the second row because they're Fox seats. I think I should give real encouragement. So I really did this. I went like this. Liam, you're the best player on the floor. I thought it was nice. I felt like he needed to be reminded of it. But he was just kind of playing basketball. So I'm like, why isn't this guy playing like he's the best? He's obviously the best, but he's not playing like the best. And this is how I developed the Mount Verde Academy. He went to high school. He had a regular high school. And then he went to Mount Verde Academy, which is like super school. And he had Derek Queen and Cooper Flagg on his high school team. So think about the best player at your high school who didn't do anything in the NBA, unless you're one of the rare guys who had, you went to high school with Allen Iverson. Liam McNeely was a first-round draft pick, and he was the third best player on his high school team. I think that messes with you. I think you get into like, I'm the third best. Like, no, you're not. It's like when you're like supermodels, like, I have low self-esteem. What? You're a supermodel. You're just hanging out like, I'm not the prettiest supermodel. Like, yes, you are. You're just hanging out with other supermodels. Not your fault. You're not as pretty as Cindy Crawford. You're second prettiest. Don't have low self-esteem. You got to be in a regular town. If you're in a regular town, your self-esteem would be through the roof. But you're hanging out with supermodels. Like, what was me? You don't want to do that. You just want to beat up on some tomato cans, which is the strength of schedule. Maybe it's actually helping. Finally, this is the other shot that people will say about the Patriots dynasty. In my dynasty DNA thing, they're like, what has DNA? The logo? The building? Robert Kraft? There's no one there. Like, what? We have Tom Brady's offensive coordinator. He's got 6 Super Bowl rings. The head coach has 3 Super Bowl rings. So there is some dynasty DNA running through the coaching staff. Going to the Super Bowl in your second year, Dan Marino, Kurt Warner, Big Ben, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, maybe Drake May. So there is some precedent there. And this is the part that I was going to give you a test. Let's say I looked into a crystal ball, and rather like in Back to the Future too, but rather than me getting rich off of sports betting, because I would know all the results in the almanac, I said, ooh, I see a dynasty happening in the NFL. I guarantee you there is going to be a dynasty. Play a game, but it's a new dynasty. It's not the Chiefs. It's for the game. Who is it? Who is your number 1 draft pick? If I guaranteed you there would be a dynasty, maybe there's not. I don't know. If I guaranteed you there was a dynasty, who would you pick? Be honest. Probably the Patriots. Probably. Every dynasty needs a little bit of luck. The ball has to bounce your way. You need some calls to go your way. The Patriots dynasty started in the snow game with the tuck rule against the Raiders. That's what kind of launched everything. The Patriots social media team did a fun little video about, hey, when is it cold? And everyone said different things, largely on where you either grew up or went to college. Our kicker, who went to the University of Miami, said anything south of 70 degrees is cold.
-20.
Hey, Trip. What?
I'm from Michigan. Don't get cold. Whatever it is right now. I'll tell you that.
Under 50.
Honestly, I'd say under 72.
Andy, please, when you get home, turn off the heat. Save money, no heat, or just bare minimum so the pipes don't burst. You have to start living in the cold. It's only going to get colder. Please be outside all the time. We are going to need you to make a huge kick in the cold. And if you miss it, we will bring up that you were complaining about it being less than 70. Just get used to the cold, embrace the cold. I don't know. I'm so nervous about it. I see it happening. It will ruin the dynasty. Not really a shot at Miami, but he did go to the University of Miami. And it's nice and toasty there. Just enjoy the cold. The weather outside is frightful. Enjoy it. Trademark.